Friday on the hottest show on the streets, dropping you the Alabama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you all in here on a Friday. TGIF edition of the show. We're bringing you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham, streaming this to you on YouTube. And speaking of a channel, you know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button right now. Smash that subscribe button. Get every friend, family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of all things Crimson Tide football. If you know of somebody that just cannot live, that just cannot take a puff of oxygen without Alabama football, have them hit that subscribe button right now. Make this your show. Network, platform, channel, and space to talk Bama. Also, fans, you asked for it. We have delivered. Bring up the goods. Daily Super Chat go now $100. $100 daily Super Chat go, courtesy of you, the fans. Appreciate all of your donations, all of the support. You making this your place to talk Alabama football right here with us. Turn all of those post notifications on. Hit that little bell so that way you miss nothing on your Bama program. We got you covered on Facebook and Twitter as well. Getting to you the show. We got a great one on this evening, Eli, because it's Bama LSU week. LSU Bama matchup, nothing like it when you talk about SEC West on the line, SEC championship implications, college football playoff implications. Every NFL scout will be in Baton Rouge to watch this one. Breadth and talent for the next level. So much action taking place here on Saturday. And we want to hear from you, the passionate fans of Tide football. So light us up tonight with your phone calls. 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. Got to shout out my man William Bryan from Iowa, getting us started with those super chats with a $50 donation, a 50-piece from my man William Bryan. Appreciate the love there from him. Also, score predictions, offensive and defensive players of the game. Throw those in the chat line right now. You got a score prediction for Bama LSU. You got an offensive and defensive player of the game. Throw that right there in the chat line. But Elon, we get this thing cranking right now. First topic of conversation, that being, Alabama going back on the road here to face LSU. Crimson Tide have had some tough goals on the road these last 2 years. You go back to 2021 for a minute here, struggled to beat Florida on the road, struggled to beat Auburn on the road, lost to Texas A&M on the road. This season, struggled to beat Texas on the road. Had some issues with Arkansas before it pulled away on the road. Lost to Tennessee on the road. And now you're going to face LSU, possibly the most hostile, or arguably the most hostile of hostile environments, the pit of horror known as Death Valley, Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I remember Les Miles coined this place as the venue where opponents' dreams come to die. But Coach Saban sounded very confident on Thursday that he is excited about what this team is going to be able to do against LSU. He mentioned, hey, we had a phenomenal week of practice. Offensive line probably had their best week ever. Guys knowing what they need to do. We're extremely confident in the game plan we're going with. We're ready to get after it. This is Nick Saban from his show Thursday, Hey Coach, and the Nick Saban Show. But as good as that sounds, as glorious as that sounds, and that sounds cute and fun and everything, but you as the Alabama fan, you want results. You want action. I mean, words are cool, words are fine, but you want action behind those words. Saban has been saying this whole season, we've looked good in practice. Practice has been great. Meetings have been great. Game plan's been confident. Get that. But when does that translate into dominant, complete, all-around performance on the field? Because that's what you as the fans want to see. All-around performance on the field. And that's got to start this week as the journey, right, to finish strong, win a national championship, get to the college football playoff and win that championship. It begins this week against LSU. And, you know, when you look at Coach Saban and leaders like Bryce Young and Will Anderson, I mean, this is where it starts. You have little to no room for error whatsoever. You got to go down here to the Bayou and take care of business against an LSU team at 6-2 that has been surging as of late. Now the good news is, in this case, for Coach Saban, here's the good news here. He's 5-0 since 2012 at Tiger Stadium. That's the good news. Won in 2012. Y'all remember the A.J. McCarron, T.J. Yeldon make a man miss screen pass, 21-17 the final score there. 2014, Alabama won 20-13 in overtime. Blake Sims hooking up with DeAndrew White in the end zone there. 2016, we remember Jalen Hurts, freshman season, had the only touchdown of that game, a 21-yard run. Bama won that 10-0. 2018, Tua Tagovailoa on a bad knee and all. I think he threw for 295 passing yards, had 2 or 3 total scores. The point being Alabama won 29-0. And then 2020, the likes of Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, and Najee Harris had Ed Ogeron pulling what was left of his hair out of his head. Alabama won that game 55-17 in the COVID-shortened year. So Saban is 5-0 since 2012 in Baton Rouge. And I think another fun fact, I think he's only lost twice as Alabama's head coach in Baton Rouge. Lost in 2007, his first year. Well, no, that game was actually in Tuscaloosa, beg pardon. He's only lost one time in Baton Rouge as Alabama's head coach. And that was 2010 when he lost 21-24 to the Tigers. Jordan Jefferson was LSU's quarterback. So in the Nick Saban era, Bama has fared well against LSU at Tiger Stadium. Can it go on the road and put together that dominant, complete performance that U.S. fans want to see? Can it go on the road and show all the national talking heads, wait a minute, this team can play on the road. This team can win on the road. This team can have major success away from Bryant Denny. Big game for Nick Saban, Bill O'Brien, and Pete Golden. Does Bama have the game plan? And there's the confidence in the game plan to take care of LSU this weekend. Well, folks, going to take us into our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial, just getting started. People, when we get back, we dive right to the phone lines. Light us up. We want your calls, your conversations, your thoughts, your predictions, your offensive and defensive player of the game. Bring it on in after this.
Don't touch that dial. Call in right now as we're taking your calls up next on In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith. Brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Visit WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com now to get your four-finger bling necklace.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit Emily'sHeirloomPoundCakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at Emily'sHeirloomPoundCakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break on a Friday. TGIF edition of the show. Number one forum for your Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Don't forget to hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Hit the like button. We're getting this right now. 50 likes right now on the show. Appreciate all the support. All the love from you guys to the channel right here. Also, that daily super chat go $100. You guys asked for it. We're delivering the goods to you right here. Appreciate all the donations and all the support from you guys. 6-0 helping us out right now with that $25 donation super chats. Appreciate the love they're coming from 160. But right now, we go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steven, it's Tobias out of Phoenix, Arizona. How's it going?
Going fantastic. This the week, man. This the week right here, man. It's Bama, LSU. Tomorrow's the game in Baton Rouge. I'm ready.
Hey, I tell you this. It's like the national media keeps talking, Alabama struggle on the road this year. Yes, the Arkansas game wouldn't have been a game if Bryce Young didn't get hurt, but it wasn't like they had close games on the road against scrub teams, all right? It's not like they did this against Louisiana Monroe, no disrespect to them. But I think the one thing the national media is missing is Nick Saban did kind of shake it up with the receiver core. You got those young, hungry boys in there playing, and you got Eli Ricks on the outside now. And he wasn't out there most of those games. And he's going against a guy who's going to be a first-round pick in Boutte. And I just think that the one thing that I think people are missing is that Alabama is being judged by past Alabama teams. There is no elite team this year, Stephen. There's nobody who's elite. But the one thing I will say is Alabama has a quarterback who has the ability to say, get on my back, boys, I'm bringing you home. And I think that is going to carry them forward in that game tomorrow night.
I mean, Tobias, absolutely. When you have a healthy Bryce Young, it means a whole lot. When you have a Bryce Young at 80 to 85%, some people would say that that's better than most teams. But when you have a Bryce Young at full go, it's a big deal. And it's a very big deal with him healthy, with these receivers knowing that he's healthy, with Coach Saban knowing that he's good to go. My one thing is Bill O'Brien. It's okay to lean on the run game a little bit too now. It's okay to lean on that. But a healthy Bryce Young, you can't beat it.
Yeah, and because the run game makes life easier for everybody, and the run game also presents a physical element for your offensive line. It helps them, it protects them, so they can tee off on defenders every now and then. And plus, you got a heck of a 1-2 punch at running back. Use those guys, And I think if Alabama, because the problem with Bill O'Brien is, he reminds me of the guy in the club when the girl he and Pete Golden the same way. The guy in the club, he already got the girl phone number, but he keeps talking and talk himself out of it. That's what they remind me of. Long as they keep it simple, they'll win this game by 2 scores. If they try to be cute and throw screen passes of big Trayshawn Holden instead of a quick guy, that's when you get in trouble. And lean on that run game. Control the game. It's not because what makes a good offensive coordinator is doing what works. Because Mike Shanahan in the NFL, he's about running the football. It ain't about lighting up the scoreboard, but everybody says he's a great coordinator because guess what he's doing? He's doing what works. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, I'm sorry. So you kind of get what I'm saying there.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to do that. O'Brien has to do that. Pete Golding has to do that. I mean, there's been several former players, Tobias, I've spoken with, whether these are defensive guys or offensive guys, but primarily defense. I can't count on my fingers How many times Reggie Ragland and Reuben Foster have told me, look, man, Kirby and Pruitt, they didn't do all this exotic mess. They gave us like 2 or 3 plays and say run around the field, take somebody's head off, and just have fun. And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, because if you think too much on defense, you're a step slow and you get beat. Because it's just like playground ball we play with kids. That's your man. You stick him. This your assignment. Make it easy. Because especially when these teams, let's say Tennessee runs a hurry-up offense, you need to keep it simple. And I believe if he kept it simple, our secondary would have been a lot better. And the defense has played well, but it could be a lot better if he kept it simple. But hey, Steven, that's all I got, man. Keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Appreciate Tobias there calling out of Phoenix City. Starting us off here on the show. We grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide, Steven, on a cold, wet, rainy day up here in Iowa. What's going on, my friend?
Doing great, William. Can't complain here. You got Bama, LSU tomorrow. So much on the line here. Coach Saban very confident in his radio show Thursday, saying that game plan is great. Guys had a great week of practice. Got some guys healthy. Bryce Young's feeling good. Now all we need to see is everything be put in action on the field.
There it is. That's the main thing. Just everybody healthy and everybody ready to go, and maybe come back with some of that Bengal tiger meat there. I never had any tiger. Have you?
I have not had any tiger, William, but I have had some gumbo from down there. The gumbo's not bad. Pretty good.
I tell you what, I'm a truck driver, so I stopped down there somewhere, and I got the biscuit and gravy, and it was even burning my mouth, man.
You know, man, they love the spicy things in Louisiana, especially New Orleans and Baton Rouge. They love the spicy parts of life, man.
I sure do, man. Anyway, I just hope everybody comes back healthy from that game down there, and I hope our boys do good. And for God's sakes, receivers, please catch the ball, man, when it's thrown right to you. Catch the ball. Roll Tide.
That's the message right there coming from my man William from Iowa. Catch the football. That message there to the Alabama wide receivers this weekend. We grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steven, my man, it's Kyle from Georgia. How we feeling?
Kyle, cannot complain here, brother. We got 2 big games this weekend. You got Bama, LSU, and you got Georgia, Tennessee. So if you're an SEC person, this is your week right here.
That's what I'm talking about. I know I said I'm from Georgia, but I'm not originally from Georgia. I'm from Alabama. I'm from Center Alabama. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, I'm not pulling for Tennessee. I ain't pulling for Georgia, but I hope Hendon Hooker goes in there and hangs a hundo on Stutter Stetson. I'm just telling you. But we going to Baton Rouge. Bryce Young's feeling good. We're going to have Kendrick Law in there. We're going to have Kobe Prentice. We're going to have Ja'Cory Brooks. We're going to have Tyler Harrell. All of them's going to put 100 yards on LSU. What you think about that?
Man, Kyle, I want to see that. Especially Tyler Harrell doing it. I want to see that because, Bryce Young, I mean, that's what I'm saying. And along with that, along with all the receivers getting big yardage, I would also like to go to Bill O'Brien and say, look, OB, can Alabama have a 100-yard game from Gibbs on the ground and maybe an 85 to 100-yard game from McClellan? Just asking.
I'm just saying I'm on the same page as a man Jay from Sheffield. Hey, Bill O'Brien, we don't care if he goes to Auburn. Get out of here. Get out of here. We'll hire Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen knows how to throw the ball. Dan Mullen knows how to run an offense. Get Dan Mullen up in here. He's creative.
I mean, you can get Dan Mullen up in here. You can get call the guy from TCU, Garrett Riley, Lincoln Riley's brother. See if you can make a phone call down there to TCU and get him in here. Just find some way to have this offense where it's running smoothly.
we got to get back on it. But on another side note, Lane Kiffin, he keeps us all laughing all during the week. Maybe Jimbo has got me a Joker mask to put on. How about old Lane Kiffin now?
Kyle, I've said this. As crazy, as controversial at times as Lane Kiffin is, even Kiffin knows the cardinal rule. You do not go after Nick Saban. At least Kiffin knows that. Now, Kiffin, a lot of Alabama...
Go after the GOAT.
Right. Even Kiffin knows that. And that's the reason why some Bama fans go, you know what? The moment Saban does decide to exit stage left, would it be a bad thing to have a blank check for Lane Kiffin to come to Alabama?
I don't think it would be. I think it'd be a good thing if Lane Kiffin. I think if Lane Kiffin got the head coaching job at Alabama, I think that he would turn another page and he would still be Lane Kiffin, but I think that he would actually mature up, but still be Lane Kiffin in a way. But he would mature up and continue on with the Alabama legacy that Nick Saban has done.
I like to say he would myself, Kyle. I like to say that myself.
Yep. But anyway, I'll let you get to another caller. Roll Tide. Let's get this win tomorrow night in Death Valley. Let's hang the Tigers up high like we did in 2020. What was it? 55 to 17, I think was the score. Let's hang them high like Mac Jones and Devontae Smith did. Roll damn Tide. Let's go, baby.
Appreciate Kyle calling in right there to the show. We'll grab this one. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. How we feeling, man?
What's going on, Steve, man? Big fan, man. Glad to hear from you, man. First time calling. You know, man, I've been watching for a year. Just first of all, man, salute to you and your movement, man. And I said last year, I said you'll be on Sports Center probably this year, man. But just big Roll Tide fan, man. Hey, man, just growed up in it. And what I'm saying is this, what we need to do right now tomorrow, we just need our coordinators to step up. Our players, you know, they're young. They have some faults sometimes. And, you know, I think a couple guys out of position, but I put that on the coaches too, because personnel is you know, one of our main problems. But at the same time, we have the personnel. Man, Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden, we just got to call it like it is. It's the worst assistants that Nick Saban has had in his tenure. Nick has got older, man. He needs more help. I wish we can just bring in some of the older players, man. And like I say, once again, double salute to bringing in our Alabama guys, man, and letting them, you know, talk about it. Because we grew up with I'm 43, man. I grew up with these guys, and I seen the battles we come through, and, you know, Dubose and French on and saw it all in the great times of Nick Saban. And, man, I'm just telling you, you know, we got to get back to that Alabama, get back to this what, you know, where we from, this Alabama, this area. I'm from Montgomery, 334, you know, 205. We need the Mobile boys, man, the Birmingham boys. But either way it go, we got what we need, and I think we can make it happen tomorrow. We got it, but our coaches got to have the identity for these boys before they go out there and have them ready to go down there to Death Valley and win a game at night. Steve, what you think?
I agree. I mean, I agree with that, man. And the thing that I've been talking about is, at what point do you make a phone call to D'Amico Ryans and bring D'Amico back and bring him back to Tuscaloosa? I know D'Amico's doing a phenomenal job in the NFL, and he is. And I know D'Amico at some point would love to be either a DC in the pros or a head coach. But at what point, if you're Alabama, you know what this defense is capable of if it had a coach that understood the culture. D'Amico Ryans played in the culture. This guy was an academic All-American that would also light your head up. At what point do you pick up the phone and go, D'Amico, hey, come on back to Tuscaloosa, man?
Man, like I say, first time calling Steve, but I'd be with you, man. I had to work so much, I catch you on YouTube, but we think alike because it's like this, man. I just had that same conversation. Tell D'Amico, tell him he can have whatever he wants, including being the next head coach. of Alabama when Nick Saban leaves, and we do it. You know, we got enough money for whatever. We are the South. We run this with this Alabama. We don't have no protein. You know, we got it all to get whatever we want. And you know, I don't want to get into other things about that because we see a lot of things down here in this South that it brings bad angles into that and don't make it happen. But that's what we got to do, though, man. I just had that conversation with my dad, man, with my number one friend, and brought me into this Alabama thing. That's what we just said. And I say, boy, tell D'Amico you give him whatever you want. And Steve, it's just a pleasure, man. Like I said, man, I know we still got what we need this year, man. And like the last couple, I mean, it's written all over the wall, man. Like the last couple of years, the identity, the meanness, like all the callers come in and say that talk, salute to Coach Swoop, man. My boy up there in New Jersey, man. I just love it, man, how you got people from all over the world calling in, man. Elijah, man. Just tell it like it is, man. Get back to it, man. Like, this is a brand, and it don't stop. Everybody be talking about when Nick gonna retire. Man, when he retired, it don't matter. He's going up to the front office and still this brand, it don't matter. You know, we got great coaches that's waiting, just like they said, Kiffin waiting on the job, whoever. But right now, we should be better than what we are. We need to get back to. I know it's been hard on Nick because we lose the best assistants to everybody. Them the teams we playing, man. We playing the assistants that know us. Nick groomed us, and you know it's been tough playing Sark. Man, up going to Texas, and man, every week, man, and you know now we got to go down to LSU, and you know, so it's next week Kiffin. But I think we got what we need, man. I just hope that, and really more than that, I be talking about Bill, man. The more I think about it, it's really gonna be on Pete too, because that identity got to be set down now. He got to bring it. We can't sit back, rush, all that, whatever you're doing, and all dropping our linebackers. Man, we got to go. Let these boys eat, man. So we go down to LSU, man. We hit them in the face a couple times. You know they ain't going to want no more. And let's get to it, man. Let's pound the ball. Let's get back to the run. I ain't seen no I formation. It ain't that hard to get in the I formation. Man, come on, man. Double tight end and just run. Just try it, man. Zone. Up the middle of it. Run behind, straight behind your center and your guard. Get your 3-4 yards. We got 3-4 backs that can do it, man. And then with our wide receivers, man, with screens. With screens with the best screen running back in the nation. And I haven't seen one screen out of him this year. We got Jameer Gibbs, man. Come on, man. Toss it to him, man. So, you know, it's a lot. I don't want to hold it back. I'm just glad to talk to you, man. I was just sitting up here telling my wife, I said, I probably going to get in because Steve got so many faithful callers, man. So I'm going to get back to the show, man. Love, man. Salute to you, King. And, man, let's roll, man. I think we can do it, man. I think we're going to be all right, man. Yes, sir.
Appreciate my guy to Montgomery calling into the show. And Eli, I'm going to say this. I will say this. I will definitely say this here in terms of the match, in terms of his thoughts there on Coach Saban. Yes, assistants come out the door. It's a revolving door here of assistants. And that's why I've been one to say there's just some coaches that you don't let walk out the door because they know what they are. You know what they are. The players know what they are and what they bring to your program to where they can meet these young men right where they are. Whether that coach was a Lane Kiffin, whether it was a Steve Sarkisian, a Michael Locksley, a Jeremy Pruitt, a Kirby Smart, a Mel Tucker. Still frustrated Mel Tucker was never offered to be the DC at Alabama. What Mel Tucker did with Alabama secondary in 1 year, I mean, come on. A Derek Ansley, same thing, what he did with Alabama secondary, carrying over from the Mel Tucker regime. So Burton Burns, coaches like him, Bobby Williams, there are just some guys you don't let walk out the door. And when they walk out the door, it is very, very hard to replace guys like that. But that's just me. We'll take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Steve, what up with you, man? I can no longer go by Jay from Sheffield, man.
Jay, I'm gonna tell you this, Jay. Jay, I think we got like 5 different clones of you, man, because they all pulling from you.
Jay, Steve, I'm gonna have to go by. My name in Florence is GB. It stands for Granny Baby.
Okay.
So, my people like, why you calling yourself on the show Jay from Sheffield? Because you moved over there. So they saying I'm acting funny now, Steve, because I done moved out the hood.
Nah, man. Hey, man, you not acting funny. You just came up, bro. You just came up.
No, man. Well, right now, currently, I'm out here watching the Neil Hurley. I'm at the Florence Falcons football game.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to report to y'all, let y'all know I'm going to see our man in action now. I'm on my Justin chip, guys.
Okay. Well, Jay, keep us up to date on Hurley stats.
And we need some creativity Saturday, right? I can't never forget about Saturday, Steve.
I know, man. I know.
We need to see these guys run the ball up the middle. I mean, I don't really know what to say, Steve, because everybody's saying the same thing. So I'm wondering why Nick ain't saying it.
I'm trying to figure this out. I mean, at some point, Jay, we probably got to have you at one of these press conferences, man.
Man, Steve, I don't, man. Roll time, man. We done got to the game early. The man looked like an NFL player. So, you know, we here, baby. Roll time, man. I love y'all.
Appreciate Jay from Sheffield calling in. Of course, one of our callers that keeps it the way it is with the offensive and defensive coordinator, that being Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden. We take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven, this is Mike from Kentucky. What's going on, brother?
Mike, I'm good, man. Bryce Young is at 100%. He ready to go. His team's ready to go. I'm ready for this game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll tell you, LSU is always a gut check game. It seems like we got to empty the tank to beat them boys every year. It's one of these records don't matter games playing LSU. I mean, they got some cats down there in Bayou State. They can play ball. What's the depth looking like on the D-line? Is Otis and Dale back in the rotation?
They both, Mike, have practiced all week. They have both looked good throughout the week. So I think if both don't go, at least one will. And if I had to put my finger on the one that will, I think it'd be Otis, because I remember Otis tweeted or he posted on social media, "I'll be right back." So if one of the two plays, I would put my finger on it's Otis. But both have practiced all week, and they both have looked strong.
Well, that's a relief to hear that. You know, I think the slot receiver position's finally healthy again. I think we'll probably see a new wrinkle or two out of the offense tomorrow night. What do you think, Steven?
I could see it, and I really, after watching him make the catch against Mississippi State for 12 yards from Jalen Milroe, I want to see put Tyler Harrell out there a little bit more. Him, Leary, get all of your speed out there a little bit more. Kobe Prince is continuing to grow. So is Isaiah Bond. So get all of your speed out there a bit more. Find ways to work them all around in there.
Yeah, I think Eli, what's his name? Eli Ricks, that transfer cornerback, he looked really good when he finally got on the field. I think we'll have enough horses in the barn to whoop them tomorrow night, but LSU ain't never an easy game. Roll that gum tide, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate Mike from Kentucky calling in right there. LSU is always a tough one. It's always tough. It's always physical. It's always intense. There's a lot of emotion going to that LSU game. And if you don't believe there's emotion when it comes to Alabama LSU, let me remind you of 2012, the screen pass game in Death Valley when A.J. McCarron cried on the sideline after the game was over. And Kevin Norwood had to go over to console him. There was a lot of emotion when it comes to Bama LSU. Also, 2013, remember Bama beating LSU 38-17 and Bryant-Denny? Nick Saban jumped into A.J. McCarron's arms. Talk about emotion. I've never seen Nick Saban jump into anybody's arms before, aside from A.J. Jumped dead into A.J.'s chest after that game. You want to talk about some emotion. So this game has always been one: intensity, physicality, mental toughness, and you empty the tank in a matchup against the LSU. But we grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Stephen, it's Kyle again from Georgia. I just wanted to tell Jay from Sheffield, hey, man, don't be trying to hide. We all trying to get Bill O'Brien out of here. We trying to get him out, man. Tell Jay from Sheffield, we trying to get him out.
Hey, Kyle, Jay was the first name on that petition for Bill O'Brien. Jay was the first. Jay started that petition. He just trying to get enough signatures on it.
Hey, well, just tell the man to send it to my email, kcrew568@gmail.com, and I'll sign it and forward it back to him. But I understand Nick Saban back in the day with the A.J. McCarron and all that, what you were just saying. Have you seen Nick Saban? Do you remember the game? I can't remember the game, but I remember Nick Saban, A.J. McCarron made a mistake on the field. And when he come back to the sideline, Nick Saban was crawling that butt, son. And Nick Saban literally spanked him on the ass.
I remember that game. And I believe that was against Tennessee. I think that was against Tennessee one year. Yeah.
And send him back to the bench. I mean, hey, that's what we're going to need tomorrow. I want everybody to know when Alabama comes in and dominates the game, I want them to know that Alabama's back and we going to the playoffs. And I want everybody, Stephen, I'm just so pumped up. I can't stand it. I want everybody to know that Alabama ain't nothing to play around with. I just want them to know that we back.
Absolutely. Well, Kyle, we're going to see this first. We're going to see this front and center Saturday night. Front center Saturday night right there in Baton Rouge. Appreciate Kyle from Georgia, my guy right there, calling back in to the show there. Jamie Wilhelm helping us out with that $4.99, dropping that in the Super Chats. Appreciate Jamie Wilhelm. Once again, folks, you asked for it. We've raised the daily Super Chat goal, $100 daily Super Chat goal. Appreciate the support there from all of you, the fans, all donations. Welcomed and appreciated. We thank you guys. But we're going to go to a quick call topic right here. This one's on former Alabama quarterback Jalen Hurts, who, this guy, Elon, can we just say Jalen Hurts for NFL MVP? Can we say that right now? This guy's balling. Over 2,000 total yards this season so far. He's only thrown 2 picks. He's got over 20 total touchdowns. The guy's in the top 10 in almost every major passing category. His decision-making has become arguably the best decision-making in the NFL. Howie Roseman looks like a genius for sticking with him as the GM of the Eagles. Nick Sirianni feels really good about the players that he drafted and acquired in free agency, including A.J. Brown, to put around Jalen Hurts. The Eagles 8-0. First time in franchise history 8-0. And you got national media pundits with the Eagles in their Super Bowl bubble right now. Now, am I saying that Jalen Hurts and the Eagles will win a Super Bowl this year? That's not what I'm saying. If they do, holy cow. But I will say this. They'll make the playoffs. They'll have a deep playoff run. And Jalen Hurts and his agent will be back at the conversation table. They're working on a max contract. That I will say. He's playing big ball right now. And he's squarely put himself in the conversation for league MVP. At this point, maybe aside from Tua Tagovailoa, who's hotter than Jalen Hurts right now? Very few. Very few. We're going to take a break right here, folks. We're going to touch that down. When we get back, we get those keys to victory. Critical things Bama's got to do to beat LSU. We'll get to it after this.
Touchdown Alabama magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show in the streets, covering your Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, TDA, on a Friday TGIF edition of the show. Bama taking on LSU tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time kickoff. ESPN will have the call from the Bayou, Death Valley, Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Continue hitting that like button, giving us that thumbs up. Want this show at 50 likes right now on the channel. Appreciate all the love, all the support there from you guys. All donations, all super chats welcomed in here. Thank you for making this your platform to talk Bama. Sweet Home Bama 22. Appreciating that $5 donation from Sweet Home Bama 22 right here to the show. But Eli, we look at now the keys to victory for Alabama. The critical factors that Nick Saban and company have to do in order to take this matchup. Bama, LSU, like I mentioned, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time. ESPN will have the call from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And you've got two teams that normally, when both are good, SEC West on the line, SEC Championship on the line, basically, college football playoff implications on the line, who will play for a national championship on the line, and also every NFL scout and their grandmother will be in the building scouting out talent there for the next level. And Nick Saban and Brian Kelly will play each other for the third time. 2 times Brian Kelly played Coach Saban as the head coach of Notre Dame. 2013 BCS title game off the 2012 season, he got taken to the woodshed by Saban. Lost 41-14. And then, 42-14, excuse me. And then 2020, the Rose Bowl in Arlington, Texas. COVID-shortened year. Alabama got the 31-14 win over Brian Kelly and the Fighting Irish. Kelly goes to LSU because he knows that I'm going to have better players down in the Bayou. Not going to have to deal with the academic restrictions that Notre Dame puts on me. And I get a chance at Nick Saban again. Want this chance here at Coach Saban again. So Brian Kelly thinking third time can be the charm here with his 6-2 Tigers of LSU. But now, we get into these victory keys. And number one, Alabama defense, they've got to frustrate Jayden Daniels, LSU's quarterback. They got to frustrate. After having issues with Hendon Hooker of Tennessee, they got to rough up Jayden Daniels quite a bit here in this game, number one. Number two for Bama, the offense got to get off to a fast start. Can't have 3 and out. Got to get off fast. Got to score points. Got to click early. That's number two. But number three, Bama, you can't have the costly penalties. Got to be disciplined. Now, I understand there are those penalties where you're being physical, you're playing hard-nosed, you're playing tough, and stuff just happens. I'm not referring to those. I'm talking about the costly penalties like the false starts, the delay of games, where you can't have those. The pass interferences where you can't have those. The personal foul, unsportsmanlike, where you can't have those. Those are the costly penalties that I am referring to. But starting this thing off with Jayden Daniels here, he's played much better since the Florida State game. Daniels, 12 touchdown passes, just 1 pick. Got 9 rushing touchdowns, 524 yards rushing, so he is their main rusher as well. Daniels, the transfer from Arizona State, Alabama cannot allow him to run the football. Bama's got to take that away and force him to be a drop-back pocket passer and have pinpoint accuracy throwing the football. Being a drop-back passer is not Daniels' thing. He wants to run around, escape, create with his legs, keep plays alive downfield. That's his game. He's not your drop-back pocket passer. The interior of Alabama's defensive line, Jaheim Otis, DJ Dale if they play, Byron Young, Tim Smith, Jamil Burrows, they've got to get after Jayden Daniels. Got to take away his legs. Force him to throw the football. Force him to be accurate throwing the football. Force him to, if you're going to beat us, you better be darn good with your arm. That's what Alabama's got to do here in this matchup. 2 here, the offense has got to start fast. Bill O'Brien, Bryce Young, got to get off to a fast start here. Can't afford 3-and-outs on the road in Death Valley and have that crowd in the game. You got to jump out quick. What made that 2020 team so good for Alabama, Steve Sarkisian and that offense, they jumped out quick. Quick scores. Whether it was Mac Jones to Devontae Smith, Mac Jones to Jaleel Billingsley, Mac Jones to John Mechie, Najee Harris doing his thing. Quick scores. Get up on opponents early. Going down to LSU, Bill O'Brien, Bryce Young on this offense, they got to be firing on all cylinders. They got to get up on LSU early. Because when your offense is scoring points and when your offense is having fun and they're dominating, it allows your defense to play with so much energy. It allows your defense to play with a boatload of confidence. So, O'Brien, Bryce Young, this offense got to start fast here. And then, like I mentioned last but not least, can't have the undisciplined penalties. Can't have them. We saw it against Tennessee. Undisciplined penalties played a big role in Bama dropping that game by 3 points. The matchup against Texas in week 2, undisciplined penalties. Bryce Young has to bail it out the final drive to win the game on a Will Reichert field goal. Texas A&M, undisciplined penalties. The defense had to make a play late to win that game. Cannot have the penalties that cost you in these matchups. Bama's got to be disciplined here in this game against LSU. Once again, I understand there are moments where you're being physical and you're playing hard-nosed and you're doing all that you can and a flag hits the field. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those moments where you know what you are about to do is about to get the ref's attention to throw a flag, and it still happens anyway. Those are the uncharacteristic, undisciplined penalties that I am going about discussing. But those 3 things, being able to frustrate, limit, take away the running ability of Jayden Daniels, make him one-dimensional as a passer. Number 2, Alabama's offense getting off to that fast start. And then 3, cannot have the undisciplined penalties. But we go to another break here, folks. When we get back, continue dropping in your score predictions, your offensive and defensive player of the game. Ring those phone lines because we're coming back to you, grabbing your calls after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
We're back in, folks, to the action from the break with number 1 ticket here for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith here of TDA. Appreciate all of you guys checking out the show on today. We're at 56 likes right now. Let's shoot for 100 right here. Continue hitting the like button, smash the like button, hit that thumbs up, give us a like right there on the show. Make the Short Network to talk Bama football. Let's try to get this thing now at 100 likes here on the show right now. But we go to the phone lines to take your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. 205-448-1358. The number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steven, you ready to get a big bowl of that hot gumbo down at Baton Rouge tomorrow night? You ready?
Man, oh yeah. Oh, I mean, waiting. I've been waiting on that. Some beignets, and maybe a little shrimp and crab. No, I've been waiting for it.
Surf and turf. That's what you're talking about right now.
Oh yeah.
I think you more ready for the food than you are the game.
I'm ready for both, Waylon. But yes, the food is definitely on my mind too.
I hear you. I know what you're saying. Well, we got our lovely Georgia and Tennessee fans in here tonight. We love them in the chat. They're so funny. I like to have a good laugh for ass whooping on Saturday. Excuse my English. But anyway, I just wanted to jump in and say hello to everybody. Tennessee, Georgia. Georgia, don't blink, because if you do, you might miss it. Alabama will take care of the corn dogs tomorrow night in Baton Rouge. And Stephen won't have any heartburn after the ball game. He'll be able to get back home. All right, I love all y'all Blue Ridge Gang. Y'all looking good. Y'all make us the hottest show on the street, hottest show in the country, hottest show on YouTube. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Everybody be safe. Enjoy these ball games. We'll see y'all next week. Good Lord's willing. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate Waylon calling into the show here on a Friday. Elon, I will try not to eat too much and have the heartburn thing. But if something were to happen, Eli, you got my whole bottle of Tums, right? Okay, so Eli's got the Tums, so we'll be okay. We will be fine if something was to transpire. Even though I do not think anything will transpire. Also, people, all donations welcome. All donations appreciated. Thanks to everybody for sending in those super chats. That daily goal has increased. You guys wanted it. We're bringing it to you. $100 daily super chat go here on the show. Appreciate the love there from all of you. We go to another call topic here, and that being on one Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, he's talking Super Bowls with the Miami Dolphins, and he's very confident in that, and he should be. Bounced back with a great performance against the Detroit Lions. I think the Dolphins are 6-3 right now, if I'm not mistaken. 6-3, 6-2, 5-3. They got a winning record right now, if I'm not mistaken. They do. So, with what Mike McDaniel is doing, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, Tua's got the playmakers around him. He's having a big third year in the league. National pundits are finally starting to comprehend that, wait a minute, Tua Tagovailoa is good. He can throw a deep ball. He can stretch the field. He can make those splash plays. So, Miami, talking Super Bowls. I mean, Dan Marino never got a Super Bowl. Great as Dan Marino was, and Dan Marino was great, Dan never got one. So, he can probably live vicariously through Tua, especially if Tua pulls in a Vince Lombardi trophy. See how it all kind of works there. But take our final break on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're going to get into Bryce Young. We got an ESPN NFL draft expert saying Bryce, in his opinion, not the number one quarterback for the upcoming draft in 2023. What made him say that? What does this guy have against Bryce Young? We'll tie up loose ends with that after this.
Touchdown Alabama magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, folks, we're back in here to the action from the break. Number one form for Bama football news, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Don't forget to hit that like button. Trying to get this to 100 likes here on the show. Give us that thumbs up. Leave a like on the show. Appreciate the support there from you guys. Also, all donations. Welcome, all donations. Appreciated. Thank you guys for making this your space, your outlet to talk Crimson Tide football. Gonna also remind you guys of TDAwear.com. TDAwear.com. So for all of your swagger, sauce, drip, clothing, cultural, fashion needs, check us out right here, TDAwear.com. That is TDAwear.com. The link in the description. You can get you that gear today. Get you that gear right now. Supporting Coach Saban, University of Alabama, the student athletes, and us right here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine. But now, we turn our attention to Bryce Young in terms of the 2023 NFL Draft next April. And, for most people, Young, arguably, best quarterback in this draft. Young, arguably, possibly the number one overall player in this draft. But one ESPN NFL draft expert doesn't seem to feel that way. And this guy is none other than Mel Kiper Jr., who's been doing this since 1996, if I'm not mistaken. Probably even before that. But he's been doing this for quite some time. And so Kiper is stating that, because of Bryce Young's size, he doesn't see him as the number one quarterback. He likes many things about Bryce, but he's like, he doesn't have the size of a Russell Wilson or the size of a Kyler Murray, which Kyler Murray, I think, is shorter than Bryce Young, which I didn't even get that. But he's like, he doesn't have the size of a Kyler Murray, doesn't have the size of a Russell Wilson. Just don't see him as the number one quarterback here in this draft. But he's got C.J. Stroud and Will Levis ahead of Bryce Young. I mean, I get the Will Levis talk. He's having a great year at Kentucky. Will Levis is not better than Bryce Young. I mean, Bryce Young is the Heisman Trophy, reigning Heisman winner for a reason. I mean, look at what Bryce Young is having to overcome here, people, to be where he is right now. C.J. Stroud, you got an offensive-minded head coach in Ryan Day. I mean, Will Levis, yeah, you got a defensive-minded coach in Mark Stoops, but he's probably got a really good offensive coordinator. Bryce Young's got a defensive-minded head coach in Nick Saban and an offensive coordinator who still can't find Waldo, and that's Bill O'Brien. He still can't find Waldo. And look at how Bryce has had to overcompensate for that. A lot of the big plays Bryce has made have come off script, and he's still spitting the magic bean like Houdini out there, even despite the issues. Like, I know Bucky Brooks and Daniel Jeremiah, they talk about you got to be a truck or a trailer. You got to carry the team, or the team carries you. Bryce Young carries the team. You can see it. I mean, you can clearly see it. He carries the team. But according to pundits like Mel Kiper, it's like Bryce Young, if Bryce was 6'2", 6'3", and taller, I mean, he would be the greatest thing since putting bacon on a sub sandwich. But because he's, 6 feet, they give him 6 feet, 5'10", whatever. They're like, oh, the size, that size thing. No, that doesn't have the size. Michael Vick wasn't huge. He changed the game. Drew Brees wasn't huge. Won a Super Bowl and changed the game. Lamar Jackson wasn't no big dude. People thought he should switch to receiver. Look what Lamar Jackson's doing right now. I mean, size doesn't dictate everything, people. Really doesn't dictate everything. So, Bryce Young, and the guy can ball, flat out. Guy's got basketball skills, point guard skills on the football field. But the question becomes, so what does Young need to do to show the likes of Kuiper and McShay and others that he is the number one overall. He is the number one overall quarterback to go here in this draft next year. I think for Bryce, the main thing for Bryce that he's got to do, lead this team to an SEC championship, right? Win the conference title, win a national championship as a starting quarterback. I feel like if Bryce takes this team, wins the SEC championship, and wins a national championship, that's all he needs to do. Because the numbers are right there. Skill set's right there. The ability's right there. The mentality's right there. The instincts, intelligence, and IQ, they're all there for Bryce Young. I don't understand why, when you know somebody's elite, and just because they're under the height requirement that you claim is needed to be a quarterback, it's, well, I don't know. He doesn't have the height. He doesn't have the size. No. You can ball, you can ball. People said the same thing about Devontae Smith. Oh, he's tiny. He's going to get hurt in the league. He's not a big receiver. Devontae Smith out there balling. You don't see that? Jalen Waddle's tiny. He's Jalen Waddle out there balling in the league. You don't see that? Tyreek Hill small. They can't catch him. Point. If the DBs can't catch you, it don't matter what your size is. DB's got to catch you first. Like the Coyote trying to catch the road runner. He can't catch him. So that's the thing right there. Bryce Young. Looking forward to seeing what he does this week against LSU and moving forward in his career, because he's definitely got an NFL lifestyle waiting for him most assuredly. But as always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, notes, information, and coverage here on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can check this out by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store, the Rocket Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. Now, for your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered. Got to shout out 6-0 with that 1501 in the Super Chats. The daily goal of $100 has been hit, has been met. Thanks to you, the fans. We did it for you. We did it for you. Y'all asked for it, and you hit it. So, appreciate all of you guys showing love here to the show. And good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll be back on Monday continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get the fresh edition, print edition of TDA, the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com, you click join, become a member or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. Also, people, TDA post-game show tomorrow following the matchup against LSU. To check out my man Justin Riley from the Bama Standard, also Mike McCoy running that TDA post-game show. Once again, immediately following the game tomorrow, TDA post-game show right here, streaming on our YouTube channel with Justin Riley and my man Mike McCoy. So get there following the Alabama LSU game. Also, gotta shout out you, the fans, the outstanding fans of Bama football, for all the love, all the support, all the donations, the super chats, what you do, making this your platform to talk Bama. Gotta shout out my man Eli Walker in the production studio, helping us out here from behind the scenes. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children weekend is here, but continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing. To not be bored. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Enjoy the great weekend of college football, SEC football. Until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.